I'm Jay, and welcome to the world premiere of Soapbox with Jay. Woo! This show brings you all the hot new local talent and highlights of Dallas, from fashion designers to musicians. The topics that we are going to deal with are the ones that are important to us from the people that are important to us in a way that is important to us. Today's show, we're going to have a conversation about habits. My habit, of course, is drinking because I love a cocktail, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, don't you? I love a cocktail. But we have a guest on today. His name is Isaiah Perkins of Be Creativity, Talent and Creative Management. It's the longest name in the world. And he's going to be talking to us today about his habits. So let's get the show on the road. DJ, give me a beat. So we're back, and we're here with Isaiah Perkins of Be Creativity, Talent and Creative Management. Welcome.
How's it going?
How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Now we know each other, so this is going to be an interesting conversation, right? We go way back to the original S Magazine, right?
Yes.
That was a traumatic time for us, and we're talking today about habits. What is your habit?
I have a lot of habits and a lot of vices, but I like to smoke weed. That's one of my habits. Painting, drawing, design, those are my habits, but good and bad, so I got that.
So before we start, let's be clear. This show isn't just to encourage people to smoke weed, although you say it helps you, right?
Yes, yes. I don't encourage this to anybody. I'm 26 years old. I've been smoking for the past 6 years, so if you're my age, I encourage you to pick it up. But it does help me concentrate on certain tasks and help me through my daily tasks.
So when you first started smoking, what was the reason behind that? Because I know you didn't just pick it up and say, you know what, I really need to concentrate. I know you didn't do that, did you?
No.
Don't knock the TV over. We need. Child, I can't either. But go ahead. What?
I was 18 years old, college, freshman, friends, away from family, so something to do. Yeah, that's all.
To pass the time. To pass the time, you puff pass.
I was in the middle of Kentucky with nothing around, so Walmart was a happening spot Friday nights, if you get my drift. So it was.
Walmart of all places was a habit. So y'all just set up the club at Walmart. Y'all turn the lights off. And
People actually used to come in Walmart with S10s, market, drink beer, money or something.
Drink Boone's Farm. Did that drink Boone's Farm?
Boone's Farm, MD 2020. The popular choice back then was Moonshine. So,
Moonshine.
yes, Moonshine.
This was Kentucky like 200 years ago.
No, this is Kentucky like 1999.
So then, if at that time, when did you figure out that your habit helped you concentrate? When did you get to come to that?
I didn't come to that until I was maybe 23 years old. So after I left that initial school until I started getting into more design jobs and more frequent working where I had to be up for hours and I had to concentrate for a certain amount of time. So a lot of tasks and weed may actually help me. Help me stay straight to where I can sit on the computer for 8 hours and knock out something.
So let me ask you this then, because in my head, as a non-smoker, in my head, it seems like I think that people have gotten away from. Do people think that weed is still against the law? Like when you smoking, you don't feel like I'm breaking the law right now, do you?
Not at all. Not at all. I can be sitting in front of a police station and smoking a joint, and I wouldn't care.
Do you think that's a common feeling that it's no longer against the law?
I don't think it's publicized as just something free. I know down in Austin, people ride around smoking, and cops won't stop you.
Well, Austin's a different. I mean, your talent is from Austin, so is that what you do? But so understanding that it is against the law. I mean, we can be real about it. So does that hasn't deterred you ever from engaging?
No, not one bit. Maybe from doing it out in frequent, like maybe in the car or maybe at a club or something, or just like walking down the street. I don't want to do it, but in the privacy of my own home, yeah, it's never stopped me.
Is that to say you only smoke in the privacy of your own home?
No, I don't just smoke in the privacy of my own home.
So is weed one of them? Because like I drink. We said that I drink. I love a cocktail, but I don't like drinking by myself because it makes me feel like an alcoholic. Do you smoke by yourself?
Yes, I smoke by myself. I don't like to. I feel like I like to share, so if I have somebody who likes to smoke, we'll play bones or dominoes, and then I'll go back to my work, or if I'm at the studio and I need to get some stuff done, so I'll do the shit.
You like to share your habit, but you don't encourage other people.
No, I'm not gonna force you to smoke. Like if I say, hey, you want to hit it, and you say no, I'm not gonna force it down your throat. I'm just gonna say more for me.
So how do you know what effect weed is having on you? What if weed is having a negative effect on you? How would you know that?
I work out. I try to stay in shape. So if I feel like I'm losing my step on the basketball court, or I'm just feel like I'm getting overworked when I do run, I know I need to cut back or do something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So what does it feel like to quote lose your step?
I played basketball since high school, and I didn't start smoking until I got to college. So I knew I had to actually work a little bit harder, and running it every morning, or playing basketball 2 or 3 times a week. And I know if I smoke too much, I'm gonna lose my step. I'm gonna be slow on the court. So.
But is that really like in my head? The only thing I can think of is to equate weed with cigarettes, and I have a lot of people in my family who smoke cigarettes.
Oh, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke any tobacco products.
So would you agree that are those lateral? Like, do you think those are lateral for a non-smoker looking in? I would think that smoking is smoking, whether it's tobacco or weed.
I know the tar is probably still the same. I know nicotine is more addictive. Cigarettes. I know if it's not, if it can be grown, it's cool. It's all good. Cigarettes. I know it's tobacco, but they actually put certain things in. I know it's fiberglass. Rat poison, things of that nature. I've never had rat poison in my weed.
Well, how do you know? It's not like you out there growing it.
I've actually had a guy grow it for me before, but that's a whole other
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that doing stuff like that? Do you feel like I'm a weed head? Does that ever come in your?
I am not a pothead, but I do smoke weed.
What's the difference between what you do and being a pothead?
Pothead is somebody who can't function, who pretty much will go broke trying to smoke. I've had friends like that who will spend their last dime just trying to get high. I'm a frequent smoker. I may buy it every now and then, but I do like to smoke. I can support my habit without, going bankrupt.
I wanna ask you some more questions about that, but we're coming to time, so let's take a break. And DJ, you got some music for me? Soapbox with Jay is brought to you in partnership with the I'm Proud of My Protection campaign. Ladies carry condoms and gentlemen stay strapped. For more information about free condoms or free HIV STD testing, visit stompout.org.
Safe. I'm on top of the world, and I'll see you when you get it. So for now, you know that it's clear. I'm gone.
Okay, so during the break, Isaiah had talked to me about some things. You have a question for me before we go any further. What's your question for me?
How frequently do you drink, and do you think it's become a problem for you in your daily job? Because the first meeting that we had, I don't want to say how many amounts of drink that you
Go ahead.
had.
If you know, go ahead.
He had about 5. He had about 5 drinks, 5 margaritas total.
Compared to your?
1. I had 1.
Okay.
Complimentary 1.
I bought it. I know.
Yeah, 1. So can you answer that question for me?
I can. Using your definition, you said you function when you're high. And I like to have, I think of myself as a social drinker. It's just like, to me, I equate it to I can drink more than I was when I was 19 or 20 when I started drinking. And so I think that you would agree that you can smoke a little more now that you're a little more mature in the habit.
Yeah, my tolerance is a little bit better.
And so for, I bet you, for as often as you smoke, I would probably say that I've had a drink or 2.
So do you think you can outdrink me?
Definitely.
My tolerance is pretty good.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, but we talked about before the break the difference, how you identify a functioning habit or a bad habit. And so let's recap that. You said that you can support your habit, and that's why you feel that it's not negatively affecting you.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's not a need, it's not a necessity. It's something that hey, if I got it and I want to, and I'm feeling a certain way, I'll get it.
So what is that certain way?
Maybe I had a long day. Maybe I need to stay up for a long period of time. Celebration, a few different things.
And so, let's say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, that you never started smoking. Do you think that you would be in the same position professionally or personally as you would now?
I've actually thought about that before, and I can't really say. I know there's certain situations I was in where smoking came about, and I know that certain situation wouldn't happen if I wasn't smoking, or if I wasn't in the act of getting some type of weed or whatever. So I can't really say, but I know my life will be different.
So then how can either of us, now that we've talked about my drinking or your smoking, how can we say that we would have been, you just said we couldn't be in the same place, so could it be that weed has negatively affected you?
I wouldn't say negative. I view things different. Like, I don't view it as a positive or negative. It's just an experience, With that being said, I mean, we could have, positive experience more than negative,
But then again, positive and negative would be relative. Like I have smoked. However, I don't smoke now. Yeah. And when I smoked, I got so sluggish and my eyes was low. I remember one time I was at IHOP and I was getting so paranoid because I thought that the waiter knew I was high. And so I wore my hat really low and I thought my eyes was bloodshot. They weren't. And I was just so paranoid and I was like jittery smoking. And then I figured out I can't smoke and drink because then I end up meeting my friend Ralph, who lives in my bathroom. You don't know Ralph?
I don't know Ralph.
So then let's get back to this thing about habits. If, for instance, say, have you ever been in a position where you felt like you needed weed? Like you had a long day and you said, man, I need a blunt.
Yes. Oh, yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all been there to where it's like, oh man, I need a drink, or I just need to go, run, or I just need to, zone out, or just sit, read or something. So, I mean, that's my vice.
But wouldn't you agree that like going to run, that's clearly not a bad habit, unless you like running off a cliff or something.
Yeah, true.
So then would you say in that, using that explanation, then weed in the spectrum of things could be a bad habit, just as much as drinking.
Yeah, it could be a bad habit if you abuse it. A lot of people do abuse it. So.
What would you say is abuse?
We were just talking about this. Rick Ross, he just had a seizure. And the word was he had smoked over 100 blunts or 100 blunts. That's abusing it. That's what I heard. Whatever. I don't know. So 100 blunts in 24 hours. That was the word I heard. So
100 blunts in 24 hours.
That's what I heard. I'm not saying I was there.
Well, clearly that's abuse.
Yeah, exactly. So that's.
But that's like way over there though. That's way over there.
Yeah. So,
couldn't you be like somewhat abusing? Yeah. Not you particularly, but it couldn't. I mean, there's a lot between a blunt every now and then and 100 blunts.
Yeah, it can have some negative effects. Yeah.
So say for instance you stopped now, just took a little sabbatical. What do you think? Do you think that would change the way you think about things?
It would change my habits. It would change.
Well, clearly.
Yeah,
That's what we talk about. That's the whole show.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it would change everything.
What do you think it would change?
Pretty much how I interact with my day. I know I may be times where I stress and it's like, oh, I need a blunt to smoke, and I'll just ease out and I'll be able to collect my thoughts. Being overworked and stressed. If I don't smoke or if I don't, have a way to relieve myself, of course that'll cause me to, spaz out.
Do you think you would have those same situations if you didn't smoke?
No, I wouldn't. Not from the start. I wouldn't have those same situations. I would find other ways to relieve my stress.
So then let's make a deal. Because I think as far as your smoking and my drinking, we're in about the same. We're not like alcoholics or potheads, as you said, but it's a vice.
Exactly.
So let's take some time. Let's take 2 weeks and follow up and see. I'll go 2 weeks without my cocktails. No wine, no vodka, No tequila. Jose Cuervo can't come over the house. And you can't visit Mary Jane.
No Indian spices. You know they got
No, nothing. If you can roll it in a blunt, you can't use it. You agree?
All right.
2 weeks.
I'll take that challenge.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Okay. Well then, for all of our viewers at home, we want to see if you can join us in the habit. So tweet us at Soapbox with Jay on Twitter, and then tell us what you're giving up for 2 weeks, and we'll check back. I'll Skype you, and we'll see how things change, if they even change.
You're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna see like the woolly mammoth beard.
So last time I saw you, you were kind of woolly. But we'll talk about that later. We'll be right back. I'm saving you a seat. To reserve your seat for the hottest talk show in Dallas, visit us at soapboxwithj.com/tickets. Or for more information, like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. I'll see you there. Well. This break was interesting because everybody gave Isaiah ideas on how to cheat. They said no smoking but brownies. That's black folk for you. Black folk will always find a way to cheat the system. And then one person said, I don't know if you're going to be able to do it, but I'll pray your strength. And I said, thanks for the vote of confidence, viewer. But we are here today with Jay Kerr, who is an artist of Be Creativity, Talent and Creative Management. He's going to be performing his newest single, Clouds, that can be downloaded at becreativity.com/Jay Kerr. Give him a hand.
I'd like to thank Jay for letting me be here today.
Oh, thank you.
This song, it's called Clouds. I wrote it at a good time in my life. Things were going good.
Were you high?
Was I high?
Mm-hmm.
I was high. I was high. So listen to the words, listen to the lyrics, and I hope it inspires you. Check it out. Everybody's trying to get into the club.
You'll be the life of the party.
My heart is empty, but my head is full of bullshit from listening to what they said in school. I used to think the whole world was so irrelevant until I grabbed a pen and it finally settled in. To the music, so turn it up. I thought I knew it, I was new and couldn't learn enough. And now I'm sitting at the end of my bed. I'm contemplating how to make it since I ain't getting bread. I got places to go, many people to see. And man, I hope that on the road you pay attention to me, because I'm leaving here soon on my journey to life. I think I got it, man, I hope I'm doing it right. But if I'm not, I really wish you tell me that now. I'm trying to stay up, you really trying to let me go down, but that ain't working, cause I was taught to never give up. They say I'll never live up to the best.
Every 9.5 minutes, someone is infected with HIV. 31 years into the epidemic, we're still trying to figure out how to deal with this disease. Next time on Soapbox with Jay, we'll be speaking with professionals in the industry and some affected and infected with HIV to figure out where we are, what we're doing, what we need to do, and where do we need to go. Next time on Soapbox with Jay.